Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by my fellow Nintendo Direct consuming Matto Phillips. How are you, mate?
Nintendo consuming. Surprised we haven't got Jamie on here. It's not school holidays. School holidays are officially over.
Yeah, I think
Every,
that's the big condition for Jamie's attendance to anything is whether it's school holidays or not. So I'm sure we'll have him back sometime throughout the course of the year for something
but there's
Nintendo again.
only what did it say 14 weeks of the year, so 25%. No, that's a bit less than 25%.
No,
14
a bit
weeks of
over.
the
No,
year.
bit over 25%. So we'll take that sort of frequency and that sort of availability. It'll be good to have him. But yeah, as I kind of hinted to with the intro there, we're talking Nintendo Direct because Nintendo's just had their first one since about September, and it was a pretty good one. So,
To be honest, it was an absolute doozy of a direct. Straight out of the gate, Pikmin 4, just not stuffing around. You just know they're not mucking about when they just do the old spaceship.
I guess on that, let's just launch into things then, because you've already kind of gotten the ball rolling. Yeah, the show kicked off with Pikmin 4, and what'd you make of it?
Oh, I'm excited.
I'll let you lead all of these things because anyone who potentially follows Player 2 and sort of my opinions has had the opportunity to do so already in a written form. So
I'm super excited. I just watched it yesterday. I watched it Saturday when it came out. Was it Thursday, Friday? I can't remember.
Yeah, Friday morning. Yeah,
Friday morning. So I was a day late on it. But you sit down. Usually they have the introduction saying, "Hello, I'll take you through this presentation." It's like when you say to
bang
me,
straight to it.
and here this week is me. That's what the exact same thing is. The other guy that says is like, "Hey, I'll take you through this presentation." Like you always take us through every presentation, buddy.
I guess I'm going to stop being trying to patch from now on.
But I like the politeness of it. But
Okay.
instead of that, no, straight away it was space, and I thought, Star Wars, and then a funny
Star Wars.
thing.
Jeez, you were feeling confident.
And then I was just like, why is there Star Wars on Nintendo? It makes no sense. And then you see this spaceship machine thing, you go, now I know what it is. It's
Mass Effect 4 coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch.
The Mass Effect Lost Archives. This should have been on Xbox One better than Andromeda Edition. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was Pikmin 4. And then it's just like, oh yeah, what are we going to get this time? Oh, we got heaps. We got gameplay. We got a new Pikmin.
We got a release date. We got a dog.
Yes, we got a dog.
A two-legged dog with no nose.
It's got 2 legs?
He's only got 2 legs and he doesn't have a nose.
Oh,
And his name is Ochi.
At the front or on the side? The other 2 legs.
They're like in the middle, like underneath, right in the middle, like a bird.
Okay. I'm surprised no one's done the science on that and said, how's this possible? Like
I think it's only a matter of time. I think people are just a bit spit at the moment.
Maybe I'll
you just had the ghost then. For the first time in years, you just had the patch ghost roll through your screen.
Oh, no! It's finally found me. I better put some salt outside to get rid of it.
Yeah, it snuck through a gap.
What a bastard.
Get the Winchesters
out. Maybe we ask the Flat Earth Society to look into it and see. Can a dog have 2 legs?
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably lie and say, no, the dog's round, the dogs are flat. They're like, get out of here. But it's a good start. It's a good start. And then,
awesome
got a release date, and more surprisingly, it's a lot earlier than I thought it was going to be. July.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really happy with that date. Like, it's sooner than I expected. But I think when we get towards the end of once we get to the end of this show and we've kind of got all the dates that have been kind of announced out there, I think there's something to this release date that kind of maybe says a bit about the end of the year. So we'll get to that soon enough. But Pikmin 4 on its own is going to be amazing. And I mean, Pikmin 3 was my favorite game on the Wii U, and it's still one of my favorite games on the Switch. In fact, it might still be my favorite game on the Switch.
It's still a good game. But it's also, too, we still have the 3 characters from Pikmin 3, not Olimar and his other friend.
Cronies, yeah.
I was going to call him Greg. I don't even know what his name is, to be honest.
They're bad names, I'm sure. So, next up, and a game that, I mean, it's in the genre that I like, but it's a game that I've not played, so DLC doesn't carry that much weight with me at the moment. Xenoblade 3, I assume you've got no real thoughts at all?
No.
But it was kind of the first of a series of games that were just getting like huge amounts of DLC kind of shown off. So happy days for the Xenoblade fans. That should include me, but I just haven't gotten through the second one yet, unfortunately. So I don't know, maybe sometime before 2030 I'll be up to date again. Did you have any thoughts for Samba de Amigo Party Central?
Is that the Maracas one?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I just
With like the
laughed at
monkey
it.
looking dude.
I thought, no, I have Ring Fit, used it once. Probably if I buy the Maraca game, it's going to be the same thing. I'll just play and go, this is stupid, and never play it again. So I'm well and truly avoided. Unless they have limited edition maracas, don't want it.
There you
Or
go, Nintendo, and
maracas.
whichever company actually makes this game, you know what to do now.
I mean, you can just
Limited
get some,
edition maracas.
was it Tears of the Kingdom maracas, and people will go nuts for them.
Oh, 100%.
Even though you don't even use it for that stupid game.
It's not relevant at all.
We'll talk about it later. No,
Yeah,
jumping the gun here. Or any game.
Yeah, but we'll lead into it. We'll definitely get into Zelda a little bit later on. A game that I'm certain that we can both pass on is Fashion Dreamer. Though to their credit, it seemed pretty robust what they had, but it's definitely not our sort of game at all.
No. I just looked at it like, oh, go ready friends, give them a like, give them some advice. I thought, okay, great. I'm just looking at the fashion anyway and go, what the hell? Okay, no, I don't want to. Just don't
quickly bounce from that. I absolutely hated the fact that Dead Cells Return to Castlevania was there and got a release date, because I really want to play Dead Cells. I've been meaning to for years and years and years, and it just keeps falling down the pile. And now this is like even more enticing, but I just don't know how I'm actually going to fit the core game in before I even jump to DLC amongst all the other games that are coming out. But it looks real good. Like really, really keen on it, but I don't know. It's probably just going to slide down the list and the pile until I can eventually get
that pile of shame of yours is going to get huge now. You cleared it out, and now it's just
start to build up again.
You're gonna need your own room for it. You're gonna need another shed.
Yeah, we'll build another level. We'll have like a loft in there that's just dedicated to just game storage. What about Tron Identity though? What'd you make of that? Oh, actually, I didn't ask for your thoughts specifically on Dead Cells. Did you?
I've never played it, so I looked at it. Oh, that's cool. I thought, I wasn't really paying attention. I thought, oh, it looks like Castlevania. I wasn't actually. That's sort of the whole theme of it. I wasn't paying attention. Like, this looks like Castlevania. Then you see the end of it, it's Castlevania. Like, it is Castlevania.
Yeah, it's the one they announced during the Game Awards, or the DLC they announced during the Game Awards a while back. And also, I think actually credit to them, because the game for probably the first year, despite the fact that it was like a Game of the Year contender for a lot of different outlets, it was still just known as the Philip Mewson game. Because remember, he was the IGN guy that plagiarized. Everyone just knew it because of him. But years and years of support, and I think people are now just thinking of Dead Cells as Dead Cells, not connecting it to him.
That guy.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about what Dave until you said. I was like, oh yeah,
he's the one that did it.
But no one knows who he stole it from, though.
No, people because it was pointed out by the person whose review he'd stolen from. He was one of the first people. Yeah, okay. I've gone blank on the name of the outlet, but
there's a trivia question for you, if anyone. Who did?
Yeah, someone in the comments shout out who it was that Philip Mewson stole his review of Dead Cells from. But anyway,
word for word as well. We can point that out too. Word for word. Not even any old. It's not.
Philip
take this.
Mewson, Dan Rizzo, whatever, same shit. Dashgamer.com.
I know.
Plagiarism. Anyway, Tron Identity was the next one up. From Mike Bithell and his team. What do you think?
I'm trying to remember it. I'm looking at it going. I did watch it. I thought, it's Tron. I thought I should really watch the movies one of these days.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, it looks really, really cool, but I haven't consumed a Tron thing ever, and so I'm a bit out of the loop on it. I'll probably give it a go. I mean, Mike and I have spoken a bit over the years since he was on Dev Diary, which is like, it's kind of a privilege to have, I don't know, one of the most kind of notable developers in the industry, really, just someone that I can occasionally just chat with, which is kind of cool. So I definitely want to give it a go just to support Mike, if nothing else. But I don't know the first thing about Tron. Also, my camera's doing that thing again from last week. I seem to have...
Ghost has gone through the internet to you. The old blurry camera.
Anyway. That sorted itself out last time, if I remember. So we'll just wait it out. Next up is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which is a remake of a DS game.
Well, it's very many games through this whole Nintendo Direct of... Well, not DS, just sort of remasters.
Remakes of like old Nintendo games. Yeah,
old Nintendo games, not just Nintendo, just not games, just Nintendo games. I say it's very interesting. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. It's like you're a ghost trying to stop a death. That's all I can figure out.
Yeah, that's about all I've got.
Or stopping a crime. Stopping a crime, I should say. Preventing a crime as a ghost. So you can see the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't play it back in the day, so I've got really nothing. I don't have any sort of insight whatsoever into this. It's one of those weird things, I guess. But there's a lot of hype about it. There's a lot of people excited by the whole thing, so pretty keen on it eventually making its way to the Switch in, I don't know, probably next year, I guess. And actually, it was kind of one of many. I guess the September Direct last year had that theme of kind of farming sims, and the theme across this one was very like detectives and all those sorts of things. So the next game kind of links in with that, but one was far more appealing to me. Deca Police.
Yes.
Stylish as shit. I'm all about that.
Oh no, that's a different one I was thinking of. It's a different police game. I thought that's weird. That's down the track.
This is the one that it should be like a big no for me, but it was like the detective kind of transformed into like a cat thing at some point or whatever. As he was running down the street, kind of like the cat head appeared on it. I'm like, okay, that should annoy me, but everything else about this game is really, really cool. So I can kind of overlook this for now. It
seems to have like a weird JRPG format to it as well. Just rock up in the street and just start punching on with people or slicing and dicing, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But it does look interesting. It's just, like you said, there was a running theme in the Nintendo Directs with detective games. I never thought detective games would become popular again since LA.
But good on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time we got some bloody detective games. Oh, there's another good one in there too.
Yeah, I mean,
that's Metroid too.
Yeah, really? There's a couple right near the end that are pretty sweet too. But before we get to that, we've still got plenty of games. Bayonetta Origins, which is still on track for March 17, and I bet Nintendo and Platinum are pretty happy because that was going head to head with Jedi Survivor, and then Jedi Survivor got delayed. Ooh. So it's now got a free crack at all the trying to suck all the oxygen out of the space in Jedi's absence, which is kind of cool. And the game looks sweet.
It does look very nice. It's very different compared to the
normal Bayonettas,
Bayonettas. Just like looking at it going, I don't remember this at all. I know it's an origin story, but it looks odd compared to your other
Bayonetta 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
And some.
I mean, probably a path they need to go down because Bayonetta 1, 2, 3, despite being kind of that high stakes, fast action sort of thing, really doesn't then compare at all to like a Devil May Cry 5 or something like that because the technology just holds it back. Whereas here you can go like down a stylistic path and it doesn't matter at that stage. So good on them. And yeah, the game's like a month away. So looking forward to Nintendo hopefully supporting us with that one soon enough. Splatoon 3, they outlined again, kind of continuing that DLC trend. They outlined some of the content coming down the line for that game. The first one didn't seem to be all that impressive. It was just, oh, look, you can revisit the old complex from the original one. Like, isn't that cool? But then there was they just called it a side order. I don't know, naming convention with Nintendo, but especially Splatoon sucks. But that seemed to be like addressing a real like black and white sort of aesthetic and clearly trying to ham up some sort of story related thing. So that could be kind of cool. But did you have any thoughts at all?
No, because I've never played a Splatoon game. I just looked at it and oh, here's an old location from the last game. I thought, oh, I don't know what the last game was. I got no idea. It's like, great. You just spray more paint somewhere.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's good shit, just to be clear. Like I played a little bit after it came out. Nintendo even brought me in beforehand to preview the game. Looked great in all those scenarios, but and plays great in all those scenarios. But yeah, it's just the same game though. A game that we were discussing before the show, and we were kind of clarifying a few things before the show. Disney's Illusion Island. So this comes from the team responsible for the reboot of Battletoads for the Xbox. Doing doing an exclusive Disney Mickey game. I think it was announced. I think it was sometime late last year, but it's now coming in July. What do you think of it?
Interesting. It's a bit different to your usual Disney type games, so it sort of threw me off a bit because it looks like old 1950s style Disney, not your I don't know what recent Disney looks like these days. I haven't, because it
Just
gets
all
taken
CG,
over
right?
by goddamn Marvel films and Star Wars and whatever else they decide to buy,
Yeah.
and kind of forget about all their cartoons.
I'm going to take a risk and try and turn my camera off and on in a sec just to see if I can't
Oh
fix the
no!
whole thing. So everyone, bear with
Oh no!
me for 1 sec. We may have to awkwardly cut
Jesus.
this. Come on. Yeah, that's fixed.
Wow!
Awesome.
The old
The off and on trick.
Oh no, it's gone. Oh, no, on my end it's a bit different.
Oh no, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm definitely coming across all good. All right, so yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm definitely keen to give it a go, and they've got credits in the bank because of what they did with Battletoads. So keen to give it a run when the game comes out. Yeah, in July. More DLC for Fire Emblem. You definitely don't have anything to say here.
I kind of just zoned out when I heard Fire Emblem. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go do something else for a minute or so.
Engage was amazing.
No, actually, I was paying attention to it. That's all these characters I've never heard of. I was like, oh, it's that guy. It's not Royal Marth. I don't know who you are.
No.
Because of Smash Brothers.
Look, you need to learn more of them because there's more of them now in Smash as well. But yeah, I'm with you. I get it.
Well, I haven't played Ultimate yet. I do have it.
Oh yeah, they added like Ike and I think maybe one other in Smash 4.
I think I've heard of Ike.
Ike was in the it was in the Wii U and 3DS one, but
no, I didn't play that one because
you missed that one. Okay. But yeah, like it's good. They've got a huge amount of DLC and some pretty fascinating story stuff. So I'm keen to give that a go. A game that I don't know, not really my thing. I think it's a Dontnod game actually. So it's in the Life of Strange People and all that. Harmony: The Fall of Reverie. Any thoughts?
No. Yeah. I can't remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same as you actually. So,
all I know is like the story of like 8 characters or something. I thought, doesn't Octopath Traveler do that? I thought, isn't that just? I can't remember.
That's exactly what Octopath does. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think it's just one of those. Maybe we need to see more of to see if it actually sticks. But speaking of Octopath, Octopath Traveler 2 popped up. It's out in like 2 weeks. But they announced a demo, which is available now for people on Switch as well as PlayStation, for people to go check out there as well. So I don't think either of us really need to say anything. You're not a JRPG guy, and for me, the game is just out in 2 weeks. So
we've seen the video of me when you and Jamie were talking about the Octopath Traveling mobile game.
His mobile game.
And that went well.
Yeah.
For you two, not merely me, but...
Well, no, but even I was a little bit all at sea because it was the mobile game, so I was having to try and get my head around it a bit as well. A game that I could not care any less about is We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie.
No, just... What the hell is that?
And I think that's what some people enjoy, but I can't get over how just dumb it looks. So, for me, that's a bit hard.
It's like a really cheap Teletubby looking people. Yeah, and you roll around. I thought that's just. I'd play that for 5 minutes and go, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, you'd bounce from there, just as I would. Unlike, and I still like it's a JRPG, so still probably not really your sort of thing. But for me, this is like top 5 most anticipated game of the year category. Sea of Stars, which comes from the guys who did The Messenger. I think you played the indie game The Messenger. It was kind of the side-scrolling kind of Ninja Gaiden, like the old school Ninja Gaiden inspired. Absolutely played. I'm sure it's like on a Game Pass.
I think you told me to play it. I just never got around to
I think you'll love it. But kind of, and then like halfway through, it just becomes like a Metroidvania out of nowhere. Which is all that just works as well. But this is like a Chrono Trigger inspired JRPG that I just desperately need to get in my life now. So, but demo came out for that one as well. It's available on the Switch, so people can try that out and see what they think of it as well. Omega Strikers was one of the few kind of multiplayer games that was shown off. But do you see yourself spending any time with it?
No. Like, I might play it if someone else was playing it, but I wouldn't play it solo because I think it's just everyone will just go for free for all and just try and just kick everyone off the field or whatever. I'm looking at it going, there's about 20 different things I don't know what's going on, and I get easily confused on some things where there's like 40 different things going on because my brain just can't take it all at once. I'm like,
yeah,
where's the ball or disc or the park, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what's called.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, and it's also just one of those like, is it going to be able to keep? Like, I might play it for a few rounds early days, but is it really going to keep me hooked long term? Nah. So I'll probably just pass when the time comes because it's kind of as a result of it not being the sort that I could see myself spending. Yeah, like actually getting into the loop and playing it on the daily, weekly, whatever. Then there's really no point in me committing to it in the first place. So hard pass me in the first place. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. I didn't actually play them back in the day, but they're JRPGs. I might give them a crack if the window of time opens up.
Is that the one where you draw a map? Is that one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think. Because that kind of came across. It was a DS thing, and they kind of, I think, pulled that idea across. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp finally got its release date. I guess Nintendo have decided the war is going to keep going, so let's just get this thing out. So that's out April, I think they said it was. And
hey, I think they said that. It's like a couple of months away. I thought, great.
Yeah, I
can't wait.
Yeah, they just had to shit and get off the pot with that one. Like, I respected their idea in the first place. Okay, like, out of respect, it's maybe a touchy subject, the war, blah, 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 but they had to just put the game out. At the end of the day, they're a company. They want to make money, and the war's not going away anytime soon. So just release your game. It's not actually going to offend anyone. There's been plenty of war-based content that's come out across games, TV, movies since then. Advance Wars has not been upset anyone.
For years. No one complains about that.
Yeah. So looking forward to it though, like really, really looking forward to it. But just time to release it. No, I'm surprised it wasn't sooner though. Considering the game is done and has been ready for ages, I'm surprised. Like, I mean, we'll jump to the other game that's in this sort of boat soon, but I don't understand why they couldn't get it out in maybe like a late Feb or something like that, but whatever. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which, speaking of games that are coming out late Feb, that's borderline out at this particular point. So, what do you think of it?
Was that the one that had the demo ready, free demo?
Yeah, demo for Kirby as well.
I should say a demo. It's not a free demo. All demos are free. Well, I don't know, but
yeah, no, you're right. But
I don't know because. I don't know, because except for the Kirby game that came out last year, which was fun. Like I've always said, most Kirby games. But isn't this a remake or remaster or whatever?
Yeah, it's a remake. Well. I think of a Wii game. Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
A Wii game.
I'm pretty sure it was a Wii game. Yep, yeah, it's a Wii game.
It was a Wii game. Oh, so no controller motion.
October 2011.
Oh, really late Wii game.
Yeah. Like that's the same sort of period as Skyward Sword, really.
Really?
Skyward Sword was 2011. Yeah.
Oh wow, there you go. So we finally get a game where there's no silly motion controls. Or it might not have been. I don't know.
I can't remember. Like, are they? Yeah, I don't know if they're supporting it or not. But yeah, looking forward to it. Kirby's kind of hot at the moment, thanks to his efforts last year. So we'll just see if he can kind of keep everyone going.
Became a cone, a car.
And now he's returning to his home because, anyway. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online now. There is like differences to the thing, so you can get the normal Game Boy stuff just for being a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber. You have to be part of the expansion pack tier to get the Game Boy Advance stuff. But both platforms they launched pretty strongly with the games that they were putting out.
But not even that. They said, "Oh, it's ready today." Like, wait, what? Today?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Out now, and then they go
out of nowhere. It's like, hey, it's ready later today. Like, get out of here. And then all those people complain all that time, like, oh, $50 for a year for that. It's rubbish. Like, who's laughing now?
It's even more valuable than it was before.
Yeah.
And you still get all the Mario, which links to stuff coming up, but you get the Mario Kart tracks for Mario Kart 8 just free.
Get a Birdo.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing DLC is free. What else do you get for free? There's heaps of stuff at this point.
There's lots of stuff. Heaps.
The 64 games, obviously. Like, there's just, it's pretty awesome what they're doing. Now, I mentioned, obviously, when we're talking about Advance Wars kind of games that are just, coming out quicker. Like, in this case, it was a stealth announcement, stealth launch, and even the retail is a pretty quick turnaround. Metroid Prime Remastered, which absolutely, having played a bit of it now so far, is not a remaster. Absolutely not a remaster. It is like a full-blown remake.
Oh, that's good. That's what I thought. It was like, is it a remaster? Because I'm looking at it going, it looks more like a remake. They just undersold it, just going,
yeah,
let's just see how many people will buy this.
They didn't polish up the assets. They straight up rebuilt the assets. So, and they've nailed it. Just to be clear, Nintendo sent me a code within 24 hours of the direct finishing. I got on board. I've started playing. There will be a review up on the Play 2 website once I'm finished with the game. I'm juggling Hogwarts, and at this point I can like a Wild Hearts I'm playing, and then you go on at Metroid Prime in there as well. So there's a few plates that are being spun at the moment. This was a stealth drop, so it's kind of last in the pile of priorities, but it's amazing so far. So,
but even that was more mind blowing than the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. It's like Metroid Prime Remaster is available later today. It's like, what the? How do you keep this under wraps without anyone knowing? And everyone's like, oh, when we get a remake, Well, guess what? He got it. Congratulations. He's the first one.
Yeah, I hope they go 2 and 3 afterwards.
I reckon they will. I reckon this is like testing the waters to see, because this is a game that came out 2004, and we haven't really.
Was it that long ago?
That long ago,
wasn't it? Oh, I would have thought maybe 2002, but anyway, it's
Oh, maybe, could be.
Maybe Echoes was 2004. I could have it all wrong. While you're looking at it up though, actually, I'll just one extra thought. People for years have been screaming out about Mother 3, like the sequel to Earthbound that came on the Game Boy Advance and never made it to the West.
Was 2002.
Put that on there as well. Was
21 years old. 2002.
And it got a Wii make with the motion controls, but this is the real deal.
But I think this is more of a test to see, do people still love this or do they not? And go and buy all the charts on the Nintendo shop. I'm pretty sure everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll just go, right, here's 2 and 3 as well. They'll just release them both at the same time, I reckon. It's just, hey, you love Metroid Prime so much, here's the other 2. Go for it. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, linking to that Advance Wars thing, like, Advance Wars is done, it's ready, it's been ready to go for a year, and yet we've got to wait till April for it. But in the case of Metroid, it's boom, here it is now, and retail in like 2 weeks. Or it's about 2.5 weeks. So I don't know why they couldn't have maybe given Metroid a bit more room by releasing in the completely swap Advance Wars and Metroid Prime. Like, say, here it is, and it's out in 2 months, and Advance Wars, boom, here it is, you can get it now. You've been waiting a year already. Sorry to keep you hanging. But anyway, whatever. And yeah, that other little thought on the Game Boy Advance one, Mother 3, which was the sequel to the Super Nintendo classic Earthbound, NES and all that from Smash Brothers. Nintendo fans have been screaming about it for years, that like there was never an official Western translation. It was just like, it was a fan emulation, fan mods and ROMs and stuff that allowed people out here to actually play it. It's time to officially get it on the Game Boy Advance thing. I think that's a drop that's coming. I think they've kind of set the stage for that to happen sometime in the future, because that's been 10 years of stuff. Like Reggie, who's now been gone from Nintendo for 3 or 4 years, I reckon, is still getting asked that same question. So when he goes for interviews and stuff. So anyway, back to the Nintendo and detective games. Master Detectives Archive Rain Code, which was announced previously.
I said it was weird, and then saw more of it. It is still weird.
Real weird.
Still really weird.
Yeah, I'm not all about it.
Yeah, not like the other one, the old. I can't remember what it was
Camera's
called.
doing it again. Keep going.
The old. Oh, there we go. He's going again. Oh, what was that silly?
Kind of better. I don't know what Discord's doing these days.
The old Decent Detective. That was interesting. This weird. I don't know what it is with the Japanese. It's just that weird shit. I just don't understand. Never have. Or anyone else that gets really excited about all that weird shit. I don't understand it.
Nah, me either. Yeah, not for me. But yeah, just yet another detective game. Next up, another remake or remaster in this case. Bait and Katos, which was a pair of kind of card combat based games from the GameCube. I don't typically like card combat stuff, but those games actually got me back in the day. But I don't know if it was just I'm a kid and I don't have the money that I do now or the access to games that I do now. So I'll play these things, and I eventually liked them. I don't know. But they're on the way back. They're being remade. I might give them a crack. We'll see how we go. Any thoughts?
No.
None. Yeah.
None. Zero.
Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time. The name is awful. No. And certainly opens up to a lot of just horrible misogynistic jokes. But everyone who played Fantasy Life, the original one, which I think was a 3DS game, loved it. So I'm kind of keen to give this one a look when the time comes. We'll see how we go though. Did you have any thoughts on the game after seeing it?
No, none. Yeah. I thought I was rather play Animal Crossing. That's all I thought about it.
So we've only got about 4 games / kind of segments to go here. Again, our final detective game was definitely the highest profile of all of them. Professor Layton is back. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Sorry. I was going to say Steel.
Steam Deck.
Yes, it's coming to Steam Deck. No, don't know. It looks pretty sweet. Like, it was just a CG trailer. Like, they gave nothing away, but
don't think you need to. If you played a Professor Layton game before,
you know what you're in for.
You know what you're in for. You're in for some quality puzzles, and that's all you need to know. It's weird crime. Oh, not crime. You gotta find something. It's gonna be interesting to see if that little runt of a kid's still with him, or has Lucas moved on? Is his name Lucas? I can't remember.
Who knows? Nobody knows.
Professor Layton's there. That's all you need to know.
That's exactly right. That's all you need to know. I mentioned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC before. We're getting the Wave 4. Unlike all the others, they didn't actually kind of announce a date for this one. They just kind of showed it off and told us what was a part of it, but I can't imagine it's any more than like a month away, surely.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, you wouldn't advertise it now. We kind of know what's coming in the 4th wave because they sort of planned that out about, a year or 2 ago? So here's what's coming this wave, and this wave. But hey, here's Birdo from Double Dash.
Yeah, cool. They really honed in on Birdo.
And the Yoshi Island track. It's like they're talking up like it's a brand new track. Like, oh, I've never seen it before. Like, has it been around before? I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't really done a very good job of keeping up with the
because there's too damn many of
Mario Kart DLC.
I played Mario Kart 64, the Wii, skipped the rest, and went straight to 8.
That's fair.
Then we're going to go from Mario Kart 8 to Mario Kart 10, just like Windows.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to pull that trigger. That'll be great. Next up, we had a little sizzle reel of a few smaller titles. There was Blanc, which was the black and white, like deer and the fox partnership.
The deer and the rabbit thing, yeah.
They had Have a Nice Death. Both of those games are being published by Gearbox, actually, which is an interesting one. Very tonally different for the House of Borderlands, but anyway. And I think there was 1 or 2 other little things in there, but I can't for the life of me remember what they were. So, was there anything that did jump out though?
Really, I think it's a lot of games you see before, like, oh, it's that game. Like you said with Blank.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I remember that one from the last Direct, and then just heard nothing about it. And the exact same thing's gonna happen again. I'll see it again in the next Direct and go, oh yeah, it's that game.
Yeah, completely with you. I mean, some of these will be out presumably by then. I think Have a Nice Death was like March or something, if I recall. I've got it on my list because I actually took a bit of a liking to this one almost immediately when they announced it like last year or something like that. I'm pretty sure it had a March 22 release date for Have a Nice Death, and then Blanc is out on Valentine's Day. So actually, today, as of when this goes live. So you can go pick that one up too if you want it. And finally, they close with the game that I think we all knew they were going to close with.
Of course.
Shitty Witcher 2, Tears of the Kingdom. Have your thoughts changed about the game at all, seeing this?
Well, I say the trailer did look nice, but there was one clear thing that wasn't shown in it, and that was combat. There was no combat shown. There was some dodging, him using a magic stick to lift up a rock, but no combat whatsoever. And that was the first thing I looked at. I was like, you're not showing any combat. What's going on? It's the one thing I need to know about. Yes,
yeah, I'm 100%
I know what happens when the sun goes down. Their eyes go red. I've seen that before in the other shitty Witcher game. I know all that stuff. But, however, I'm sort of getting Twilight Princess vibes around this game.
I was thinking kind of Majora's Mask, but yeah, same sort of thing. They're both kind of that dark tone.
But it was more sort of the music at the end. I'm saying, hang on, I've heard this in Twilight Princess. It's like, are we gonna go into a different dark world this time, like, and turn into a wolf?
I don't know if they'll go that far, but yeah, it definitely kind of evokes a bit of both of those two games. So I'm in for the tone, I'm in for the world, I'm in for the voice acting with Ganon, and like okay, we're out to kill this guy. Like there was no kind of shying what that was. It sounds like, you know, they're really kind of going for that harsh sort of violent tone. But, and you said it perfectly, like if the gameplay ends up being more Breath of the Wild, like almost 100% Breath of the Wild, as in the things that are kind of deal breakers for us. I suppose stamina probably wasn't a deal breaker, but the weapon degradation was.
As long as they improve the stamina a bit, I'd say just make it
slightly
a
more generous
longer
with the stamina.
Yes,
and do away with weapon degradation.
But it's also, like you said as well, like dungeons, like.
Oh yeah,
like, can I just play the game like I do with Breath of the Wild? Just go to the 4 places and just ignore the rest of the world, because you don't have to do anything unless you want to find those stupid shrines and fight things that are way too hard.
Well, might need a few heart containers, but that's
Yeah, but then you just heart containers, but at the same time you go up against hard ones, and guess what? Your weapons aren't good enough and you lose. So too bad.
Yeah, kind of gives me the shits like that. But
it's also going to be interesting too to see, because it looks like the exact same world as Breath of the Wild. So it's just going to be like, I know, what was the other game that did the same thing? God of War, Ragnarok, same thing, but they put snow in it and changed it up a little bit.
But yeah, I think it'll be kind of the same world, but it's been blown up further or whatever.
And put into the air.
Yeah, parts of it in the air. I mean, obviously that air sequence will be very different. I did see some great comparisons, and Rare even lent into it. Did you see some of the people connecting like this kind of vehicle stuff with Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts?
That's not a good sign if Rare's taking the piss out of you.
Rare took the piss out of it.
Banjo-Kazooie game, which is probably the worst
Banjo game.
Worst
I'll have to try and find what they tweeted.
This is coming from Rare, a former Nintendo employee that then got sold to Xbox and made rubbish games. But it's kind of bad.
So like, they put up a tweet the day of the thing. It just says, fan favorite, brackets, don't question it, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is available to enjoy whenever you please via Rare Replay, Game Pass, and backwards compatibility. Just felt compelled to remind everyone. That's all, not prompted by anything in particular. And obviously there's been all these side-by-sides of Zelda and Nuts and Bolts earlier in the day.
I'd say give that person who's controlling the social media account a rise. Give him a promotion, or just give him a whole bag of money. I don't care, whatever. For saying, hey, I remember this. And when you compare it to, like you said, you're comparing it to Nuts and Bolts, that's a really bad sign. It's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Nintendo will nail that aspect in ways that Rare didn't. But yeah, I think it still cycles back to our main point. I think if the the weapon degradation is still a massive factor, then that's a massive dampener for the both of us. Even if they do the dungeons, even if they tighten up the stamina a little bit further. Yeah, I don't know. Weapon degradation is just infuriating. So
that's the number one thing in that game. Is like, if the weapon degradation is still there, or it's not really much better, then
I'll play it to its completion, just to be clear. But it's not a Zelda game.
Yeah, I won't be buying it day one, and I'm not buying the collector's edition either. That's just no thanks. Hard pass. I know you've already purchased it. Don't be. I already know.
Yeah.
Well, good thing is it's not a level 5 exclusive.
No, I tweeted out about that as soon as it was announced. Like, oh, this is gonna be some EB bullshit where they put it behind the level 5 thing, and no, and not only that, but they are so far from the only person who's stocking it. Like, Amazon's got it. Other retailers have it. I think JB might have it as well. Like, suck a dick, EB Games. But anyway.
Good work, Nintendo, saying, hey, EB, you're not getting this for level 5 and get stuffed.
Yeah. Fuck EB Games. Anyway, that's all the games from the actual Direct. So, I mean, what were some of the favourites in the end?
I would say I
Pikmin.
know I was gonna say Professor Layton, but we didn't really see much. I was just
No.
excited to see Man with a Hat. I thought, great, he's back. But I would probably say Pikmin 4, the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, because I never had a Game Boy Advance back in the day, so I'm
Yeah.
super excited to be playing some Game Boy Advance games. And I'll just laugh if they bring out a Game Boy Advance controller where it's just the Game Boy Advance, and that's
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say it'd have to be just straight up the unit. Yeah.
Or just
Which would
cut
be
out the
cool.
screen
Which
and
would be
just
cool.
which would be cool. Don't get me wrong, but it would just be funny because you're playing a Game Boy Advance on a Switch, so it's almost like an inception
I
of
mean, you could just
handheld
cut off the
consoles.
sides. Maybe it's not a whole Game Boy Advance style thing, but it's like you get special Game Boy Advance themed Joy-Con. It's literally just got those buttons. That's it.
That'd be very interesting. But I think the number one thing for me is Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it is. It's pretty sweet so far.
But
so
it'd be great to see how to play it with the dual stick controls, because back in the day you only had one joystick and had to hold I can't remember if it was the left or right trigger. And I'm thinking back in those days, I'm thinking, wow, how the hell did I play this game?
How did we do
just
this?
one joystick? Like, how did we do this? I was playing GoldenEye.
And you had Halo as well, like on the other side of the fence, that was doing it and doing it the way we know things to be now.
Trying to play GoldenEye on the Switch today. My God, that is a world of pain. Because it's just it's like the complete opposite. Because what you usually do is just back to the old school days where you just look. I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's just looking at it going, I haven't done these controls since 2001, and it hurts.
And
a lot.
Yeah, pretty glad to not have to do it in such a long time. But yeah, for me, I mean, there's a lot of crossover with the games, like Pikmin 4, Zelda, if they do what we want them to do. Metroid is amazing so far. Sea of Stars is right up there with the absolute big ones. And then, of course, yeah, the Game Boy Advance stuff, because that just unlocks so many amazing games that...
We were only a year off that, and I don't think any of the games we predicted were even in the launch.
Yeah.
I don't think. I never thought between the three of us we got them all wrong.
Nah, sure. Oh, yeah, we'll have to go back to that
Let's
episode.
have a look back and see.
Yeah, we'll have to recap that one.
But
surely
cool.
things like
Yeah.
Tetris.
Might be a Zelda one, or maybe Zelda. I reckon Zelda, the Link's Awakening.
Yeah, we would have had Link's Awakening. I reckon we would have had 6 golden coins as well, Mario.
Or maybe Jamie did. I was just saying Pokemon because they're the only games I could remember.
Yeah, Pokemon Company are assholes. That's it. Actually, I did see that the trading card game is coming. That's on the upcoming.
Well, yes,
lineup
it is,
for it, which is pretty cool.
Golden Sun, which was a game I never got to play.
It was Golden Sun on that list. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
like
it was
the upcoming.
Just hiding off the edge. It was hiding off the edge there somewhere. I saw Golden Sun. I was like, hey, I want, because that game back in the day got like high reviews.
Oh, Golden Sun's unreal.
Yeah, and I was looking at Golden Sun. I was like, I finally get to play it 20+ years later. Yeah. I can't wait. I've been waiting out this long. Because when you go look to buy it, it's just the price of it is like sky high. You could probably buy a house. Oh, no, you can't buy a house. No one can buy a house these days. Well, it's ridiculous.
The market's fucked, but
but it's a lot.
Sun GBA.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot. Last I checked, it was like $300. Could be more.
Well, there's just a cartridge you can get for 33, but
I don't trust that cartridge.
170 for the complete with box and insert.
Maybe it's come down in price.
Kind of getting close to. Yeah, well, I'd imagine the announcement probably causes the prices to drop.
Oh, imagine doing Fire Emblem games then. Jeez, that would go from like $2,000 to $12.
Pretty much. Ooh. As they keep remaking some of them.
So that's why they haven't put Earthbound on there yet.
Is Earthbound not on the? Oh fucking Nintendo.
I don't know. There's too many damn Nintendo games now.
They've put out so many good things. We don't know what's there and what's not now. So I guess like I alluded to it at the very beginning when we were talking about Pikmin. Pikmin is the latest of all the release dates of all the Nintendo games that they've got kind of announced. There's really nothing actually announced as a Nintendo exclusive after Pikmin. Zelda's out beforehand. Yeah, Pikmin's last. Kirby's going to be out. Metroid will be out. Oh, sorry, I guess Metroid Prime 4 is still the one that's down the pipeline. But that I think just kind of shows up whenever it shows up. So actually, outside of Metroid Prime 4, there is nothing else that's been announced from Nintendo. So, let's ignore the Switch Pro, Switch 2, that sort of conversation. But like, what comes out at the end of the year? Because obviously there's got to be something. What have they got up their sleeve?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm going Mario. I'm going Mario.
Oh yeah, yeah. We haven't had a Mario game in ages. So
since launchy, like we haven't had it. We haven't had a 2D Mario unless you want to count Mario Maker 2, which
the Bowser's Revenge or Fury. Or whatever
yeah, we can count Bowser's Fury, I guess, but it was mostly a remake or a re-release. But I haven't had like a full brand new proper Mario game since Odyssey. So I wonder if
yeah,
and both like Zelda and Mario kicked off year 1, and maybe Zelda and Mario are the things that kind of launched year 6
or another Donkey Kong game. Who knows? Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, possibly.
Who knows? But I would probably say Mario, because Mario's just being that the movie's coming out too, so they'll just get on the train on that and just go, hey, let's just, well, there's the hype of the Mario movie, or depends how good it is, or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it'll matter either way, but
as long as they can just promote it. It depends what they promote it as. Like they say, hey, there's a new Mario game coming out. Don't worry, Chris Pratt's not in it, and everyone will go, oh great, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, I reckon we'll have the announcement. Like if there is a Mario game coming, I think we'll have the announcement before the movie comes out, so that whenever someone goes to watch the movie, there's a trailer for the game. And like,
did we say something like this before? I feel like we spoke about this, but the whole movie was just a promotion for the next game.
I definitely don't see it as a promotion for the next game, but I don't see why Nintendo would miss the opportunity to, like, okay, well, this is our license. Great, you're going to make sure that like there's a trailer for our game here before every single session of this movie. There will guaranteed be a Mario game trailer, and why wouldn't you? As much as Mario just mostly sells itself, there's still plenty of Switches that can be sold, or plenty of people that could upgrade to an OLED, or whatever the case happens to be. So you just go and slap that trailer in front of every movie, and you're going to sell a lot of, like, you'll sell millions of Switches, plus the game itself, which will do God knows how many. So and I mean also like the Mario 3D games. I'm going to work on the assumption that the next game that comes out isn't a 2D one, that it will be a 3D one, whether it's Odyssey 2 or Galaxy 3 or just a new 3D game altogether.
So what other planet-based theme names can they go with? Universe.
Yeah, might have to go down that path. The 3D Mario games always sell worse than the 2D ones. So I think
really?
They
okay.
Considerably worse. Like new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii is like three times the number of sales of Galaxy and Galaxy 2.
But it wasn't even that good, was it?
No,
I don't remember having that much. I didn't have that much. All those damn boomers.
Yeah, Nintendo Wii game sales. I'll just try and get some more exact figures.
So maybe they're still a bit angry about Super Mario 64.
So new Super Mario Brothers Wii sold 30.32 million copies. Super Mario Galaxy, 12.8 million. So it's like 2.5 times the number of sales for Galaxy. And Galaxy 2 was 7.4 million. Well, which, fine, that was closer to the end of the Wii, and all the old people that were using it early days had died. But
wow. Wow, that's harsh.
But don't worry about new Super Mario Brothers absolutely smashed it. And I'm sure if I...
God, you damn kids, stop buying crypto and buy Mario instead.
So, well, I mean, that's kind of my thinking. Like, if it's a 3D one, why wouldn't you put it in front of people at the movies? Because that's going to get all the kids going, oh, sweet, I want the new Mario game. And it's going to be a 3D Mario game, and it might just help boost those sales even further.
Well, that depends if they've got their dad with them. Oh, it's a new 3D. It's like, don't be stupid, son. Get the 2D.
Yeah, where's the 2D shit?
Don't be stupid, son. Come on. Get that 2D shit instead.
Yeah, I guess there could be some sort of pushback, but fuck those parents. So yeah, anyway, the sales have been way better there. So I wonder, like, I feel like that's a perfect marketing opportunity for Nintendo's in that sense. But we'll see what happens. Anything else you feel like could launch before the end of the year outside of more Mario Kart DLC?
I was going to say the Mario Kart movie starring old Pedro.
Oh, you've seen that too. The SNL
everyone's seen it. Yeah,
that was brilliant.
It was. So I'm just looking at it going, how is this not a movie? They're making a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. I don't know why they can't do a serious Mario Kart. Like, Carmageddon style.
Let alone the fact that we've got a Pinocchio-themed Soulsborne coming later at the year. Like, it's Liza
How to ruin your childhood. There we go. Just Winnie the Pooh, cocaine.
Well, just to be clear, I mean, I don't actually know, but I'm sure the your weapon in Lies of P is actually just Pinocchio's nose. Like, you just got to tell a few lies beforehand, and you just start swinging that bad boy around, knocking pricks out. I mean, it's exactly how Lies of P is going to go. Yeah, I think Mario's got like a 10 poll. There'll be Mario Kart DLC as the year plays out, but honestly, I don't really know much else. Like, Smash is done.
I would love to see an Astral Chain sequel, but that's probably not going to happen. Don't know why. Just
I don't know.
Nothing about it since, but oh well.
Well, Platinum were kind of busy, but
that too. But maybe just didn't sell as many as 2D Mario, so they just didn't look at
that's it. You're done. No point.
Or Final Fantasy VII, so that's the benchmark.
Yeah, that most popular JRPG of all time that sells tens of millions of copies. If you don't get near that, you're done.
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 sold 50 million, but no, that's disappointing because it didn't sell as many as Final Fantasy VII.
I know.
Or GTA,
yeah. It's definitely sold more than Final Fantasy VII Remake, but Red Dead 2. But anyway. But yeah, otherwise I've got no idea. I think we are starting, I feel like we are starting to show signs that, okay, they're starting to look seriously at whatever that next console is. I don't think it'll be this year. Could be wrong, I guess, but...
The return of the Power Glove. That's what's going to be. The Power Glove and the Bazooka from Duck Hunt.
I don't know what to add to that. All right, we'll wrap things up there. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays, Gamer Score, and a whole bunch more. Please make sure to visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. Check out my review soon enough for Metroid Prime, because I am actively working on that game at the moment.
Hey. The only thing I've seen the criticism of Metroid Prime is you have to go back to certain places, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, but that's the joy of the game.
That's the point, the Metroidvania thing.
It's like, I have to go back to the ice place. I've got to go back to the lava joint. Like,
anyone who says that hasn't played a Metroid game before.
It's like, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Metroid Dread did the exact same thing, and no one complained about that.
No, it's because that's what the franchise is. But yeah,
sorry, it's not Call of Duty. Jeez.
We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, high tiers monthly episode exclusives, and finally there's Twitter,
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for me, the website's player2au, and until next week, keep your ghosts in check because they're ruining our show. We'll see you later.
Bastards.